Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today is the day that I actually do Tier 3 Taskmaster. I was really impressed to see that Forgo had done it. I heard Beast Mode did it the next day, and a lot of people have been asking for Tier 3 Taskmaster, believe it or not, on top of the fact that I'm actually kind of curious how good he is because I've always really loved combat type characters, and he got a pretty substantive buff. Like, believe it or not, Taskmaster Tier 2 might actually just be a much better character now, regardless of his Tier 3. Like, he's obviously still a really good support, but now he has really crazy accumulation, almost as good as Sharon Rogers' accumulation. He's got 55% all defense down. He's got 5 seconds of invincibility here. He's got a really nice 35-35 frenzy buff, and he's got another 5 seconds of immunity here. So he kind of bangs. Anyways, I'm not sure if he bangs, so we're gonna find out. Anyways, right now the build is sus. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take him into, I just wanna get a quick little grip for his damage at tier 2. We're gonna just leave him here as like whatever this is, whatever this build looks like, okay? We've got a CTP of insight on him. I'm not gonna be unequipping this, so this is sort of like a raw damage run. You can consider this basically a raw damage run. There really is not much that he's gonna be gaining from that. I can actually just fix this up a little bit here, rolling this to HP. Let me fix him up. Let me fix up his build just a tiny bit behind the scenes, and then we're gonna jump into some Proxima. Then we're gonna tier 3 him. And then we're gonna jump into some other content. So here we go. I fixed up the build a little bit, gave him some more Uru, upgraded his ISO set, and we're jumping into stage 99 Proxima here. Now, the interesting thing about Taskmaster that I actually forgot is he has a self-buffing leadership, just like Mystique and Daredevil, where it doesn't offer anything to the other allies. It offers like 6% dodge. But for him, for Taskmaster, it's like 35% attack, 35% defense, and 10% all speed. And he also has the passive that buffs his damage against heroes and villains, so we can actually triple dip a la, you know, Medusa and Mystique and other characters, where we can bring along 3 support types for his damage increase. So this is going to be really interesting to see. Now, we're also going to use 5, and then we're going to use 4, and then we're going to use 3, because we want to keep his accumulation up for as long as possible. Okay. So I'm going to be canceling his skills once the iframe is gone, because I'm pretty sure okay, you gotta be a little bit careful here, but I'm pretty sure what you can do, oh, I got really unlucky there, but you can basically chain and you can keep the accumulation up the entire time. Wow, this is actually not bad for a tier 2. So essentially what I'm doing is I get the 5 seconds of immunity on 5, and then just before it goes into an iframe, I cancel it. And then I just do the exact same thing for 3, and so I'm never in iframe. I don't want to be in iframe because I want to be constantly accumulating as much damage as possible. And then I'm rotating between his invincibility skill on 5, which is 5 full seconds, and then his immunity skill on 3. I'm actually kind of impressed with Taskmaster right now at tier 2 with basically, this is just basically his raw damage, right? Wow. They really improved this dude. Like, he was straight up terrible before. Don't get it twisted. He was just straight up unusable before. Like, he was support only by a long shot. So this is a really interesting rotation, because unlike some other characters where you want to accumulate by just standing still, with Taskmaster you can actually just chain it in a way where you're never in iframe, because he has so few iframe skills. Right? He really only has 2, the end of 5, and I think a little bit on 4, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, so I cancel 5. There's a couple of hits that I'm missing on 5, but I do think that this is more worthwhile than playing out the 5, because you have 100% uptime on your accumulation. Wow. Tier 2 Taskmaster. Wow. That's kind of crazy, though. In 2.5 minutes. You know what? This is similar. I have a little bit more Pierce than I had before, so it's not exactly an identical comparison, but this is similar to the amount of time that it took my tier 2 Daredevil before he got his, like after he got his uniform, before he got his tier 3, with a damage proc obelisk, I believe. Damn, it's actually not bad, dude. It's actually not bad. It's not gonna blow your socks off, okay? It's not Cull Obsidian, right? Let's not get it twisted here. But it's really not bad either. It's an interesting rotation. I actually personally really like it. I don't know. Don't come for me in the comments. I don't know if this is necessarily the best rotation for him, but I like this rotation because it makes sense to me, and it utilizes, like, he has a really long accumulation. It's 10 seconds. And because his skill is only a 17-second cooldown, I can constantly refresh the accumulation. I don't care about it running out, right? I can constantly it refreshes and you have to reaccumulate, but because I'm constantly canceling out of my iframe at the end of 5 and out of the iframe in 2, he's constantly accumulating. That's really cool. And because the whole rotation takes less than 10 seconds and you have 5 seconds here and 5 seconds here, it just works, which is really dope. So now, the moment you've all been waiting for, I'm gonna flush my resources down the toilet. We've got almost 10k. This was the other reason why I kind of felt like, you know what, let's tier 3 Taskmaster. I have 10 combat books and I've got almost 10k resources. So, you know, I shouldn't really be sitting on these resources. I really should upgrade it, show you guys what these characters are capable of, give you the content you deserve, and have a little bit of fun in the meantime. We're doing really good right now for upgrades. We only had 120 plus, which is nice. Okay, Tasky. All right, Tasky. Let's see your tactical suit, my duder. Okay, 7, and then 11. Oh, 1, true. 17, okay, 1 plus 7, 17, true. 18, and then 19. 22, okay, not bad, not bad. Again, 1, if we can keep it to just 1 upgrade that's 20 or higher, that's really good. Oh, 14 is rough for the first 2. 14 and 12 is rough. 13, let's go down, let's go down. 19, let's go down, let's go down. 4, that's a big old banger. That's a big old banger, brother. So right now we've spent about 1,400 Essence of Dimension in TCP because we were about 9,900. We were just basically about 10,000. So this is going to be a bit of an expensive. This is probably going to be about 2,000 Essence of Dimension. Oh yeah, and Titan component packs. Oof. Yeah, I think we're going to end at about 8,000, right? Let me just quickly. Oh, you know what? I can go see when I'm here. Yeah, okay, so just under. So it cost me about 1,800, 1,700 of each. And now it's going to cost me a little bit more. He gets 20,000 HP. Yabba dabba doo. My dude, 20,000 HP? Respect. And then he gets some pretty decent defenses. And then he gets 10,000 physical attack. Perfect Mimicry. And Perfect Mimicry has a really cool animation. I actually don't know if it's an iframe, but it has a really, really cool animation. So let me hide the camera so you guys can see the tier 3 effect. Here we go. Oh. And then he just he vaults up an invisible wall and turns around and shoots you with an arrow. Wow, 20,000. Could you imagine if they gave him 20,000 HP and 20,000 physical attack? I honestly think they could have done that. Come on, devs. Come on. Criminal Hunter. Let's go. Taskmaster tier 3, baby. We're back. Also, I had to tier 3 Taskmaster because, like, I have every tier 3 in the game. You know, after I tier 3 Spider-Man, I've kept a flawless record. So I can't be out here not having every tier 3 in the game. That's sort of an insult to my VIP 20-ness. So now we're ranked 235 and I have empty Uru slots, which is disrespectful to the game, but that's okay. The stats, if you are curious, I've now have, you know, capped attack speed, way over capped because of his own leadership. Cap dodge, cap cooldown, capped ignore defense, cap crit damage, and then his crit rate is already soft capped because he gets a 35% buff on grenade shockwave. No, excuse me, on arrow storm for 10 seconds. So you can actually stop at about 40% crit rate for him, and you'll always have this buff. He has really short cooldowns, so you're always gonna have this buff active. So anyways, also keep in mind, really cool thing for Taskmaster specifically, he gives himself, because of flawless strategy, he gives himself 20% ignore dodge. So he's going into the fight against Knull with 23% ignore dodge, and then I can use Valkyrie for another 30% if I wanted to triple up on the passives. But let's see if he can pass the solo test against Knull stage 9. Okay, so this is not quite a solo. I needed to bring along 4 ignore dodge strikers to hit 100% ignore dodge because he doesn't get any ignore dodge buffs from his skills or from his tier 3. So he only gets it from the passive. We brought along Winter Soldier and Black Widow for a couple of bonuses. They give like 10% dodge, 5% HP, and 5% physical attack. And then he's using his own leadership because why wouldn't you use Taskmaster's leadership? And he's using his own buff passive because why would I unequip his uniform? That would be silly. So we're gonna wait here like we do with Sharon Rogers. And we're gonna get the accumulation going. And then pop the tier 3. Okay. Okay. Okay, not bad, not bad, not bad. Not the best, but not the worst. Okay, nice. He dodged all that. Okay, we got the accumulation. Let's pop the tier 3. It's got a long wind up. Okay. He also does 5 on the team up, which is really cool. Okay. Again, this is his raw damage. His tier 3 could hit a little bit harder. Dodge the second. Oh, it didn't dodge the second cage. Interesting. Okay, true. Yeah, it doesn't seem like his tier 3 skill is an iframe at all. Okay, this is not quite happening. Not quite enough raw damage. Yeah, his tier 3 just doesn't hit hard enough, eh? Darn, I was kind of hopeful after that tier 2 performance against Proxima. But yeah, he's honestly not that short. Sometimes his tier 3 hits really hard. But you can also see here that he doesn't have any healing, so yeah, he gets 40% guaranteed dodge. You can see it popped up there already, absolute dodge. But yeah, his survivability is kind of tanking right now because of the lack of venom. So yeah, his raw damage is not enough. I mean, you could give him better supports and stuff, but let's be honest. There's two people basically that are gonna. There's three kinds of players that are gonna tier 3 Taskmaster right now. You're gonna tier 3 Taskmaster just to use him as a support, right? For Winter Soldier, for other characters to buff them up, right? You want your tier 3 Wolverine to be better in World Boss Legend. Let's be real. Then there's the players that are gonna tier 3 Taskmaster because they love him, right? So they're gonna have a bunch of supports for him anyways. Like they're gonna give him Valkyrie, and you know they just want Taskmaster to succeed. And then the third type of player that's gonna tier 3 him is expecting him to be able to carry by himself, right? You're not gonna tier 3 Taskmaster without loving the character, but then also give him other supports. Like he is a support, bro. So if you're a support and you need other supports to do your job, then you're not doing your job. Then you're not a main DPS. You know what I'm saying? Like a main DPS that deserves supports should be able to carry without the supports in the first place. Does that kind of make sense? Kind of doesn't make sense. Sort of like the McDonald's ice cream machine being always broken analogy kind of thing. So yeah, dang. I'll do more testing for sure. I want to see if there's going to be a CTP unequip because to be honest with you guys, I don't really feel like spending. I know a whale complaining about 300 crystals, but like I'm going to give him the CTP of Insight back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just unequipping this to give him an obelisk. And then what? And then just going to replace the obelisk with an Insight again. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's be honest. Let's be real. At the end of the day, I'm not going to be using Taskmaster as a main clear. I'm going to be using him as a support. But let me see if we just go right back here with the triple support. Obviously, he could do stage 9. Just to be clear, if I had swapped Bucky and Black Widow for Valkyrie and Mystique, and if I had thrown in Venom as a striker, he could absolutely clear stage 9. So that's actually not bad with triple support and no obelisk clearing stage 9. That's a long way for Taskmaster to have come. You know what I'm saying? That's a long way. But, you know, I was hoping for maybe just a tad more. Okay, let's see here. I wonder if you can cancel his tier 3 right away. I'm guessing you can. Combat characters always struggle with that, you know. Can't cancel Stigmasaurus. Let me just see. Yeah, no. I tried to cancel just now. Nothing. You're not going to get anything back if you cancel. I mean, it's just going to stop the damage right there if you cancel is what I'm trying to say. So you want to just let all that play out. I don't even know if he would be proc friendly now that I'm thinking about it, because of the rotation that I'm doing, at least. Because there's so much canceling and there's so much, you know, I think he might be better with you know, a rage. Which again, if you love Taskmaster, you're gonna give him everything anyways. But for the majority of players, what I just said is a sin. I just told you to put a CTP of rage on Taskmaster. You're looking at me, you know, you're like, huh? Right? You're giving me the people's eyebrow right now. So I feel you. So he does this in 100 seconds. He's about 1 minute and 22 seconds faster. Yeah, it's pretty good. Like, I honestly want to say his damage is probably around Daredevil's damage level, raw damage. He might actually have a bit better raw damage than Daredevil. He does get an extra support, right? Whereas Daredevil would use like Nick Fury and Coulson, so he has like a leadership and 2 supports. He's got a leadership and 3 supports. But yeah, like comparing him to Daredevil is a pretty high compliment, I gotta say. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. I'm pleasantly surprised at tier 2 Taskmaster. I'm actually very surprised and kind of impressed. And I think his uniform is an even better pickup than before. Not only for the support buff, now for like an actual useful combat villain. But I wish his tier 3 was a little bit better on its own. You know, I feel like his tier 3 skill should either be cancelable or it should hit like 2 or 3 times harder. You know, the fact that that thing was only hitting for a couple bars against Knull, in that case, it definitely feels like Daredevil's. That Daredevil's got a weak ass tier 3. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.